All right. Mic check. All right, we good. We good. We good. Y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me, right? I hope y'all can hear me. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know who y'all looking at. I want to welcome y'all to another episode of Club Pizzle's Picks. I'm, of course, y'all host. Y'all know me, Don P. Pizzle, Pod God, best pod in the city, best sports pod in the city, best sports podcaster in the city. Y'all know all of those good things, man. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for y'all continued support of this podcast. I want to thank y'all for y'all continued support of this network and of what I'm trying to do out here. I greatly appreciate y'all. I hope you all had a good week. I had a decent week. I just celebrated a birthday. This past Sunday, I celebrated my birthday. I didn't do much. I went to work, but y'all already know tomorrow night we are outside. All my real ones, if y'all want to come kick it with me, hit me up, man. Inbox, whatever y'all need to, however y'all get in touch with me, get in touch with me. I'm going to let y'all know where I'm going to be at. Just come kick it, have a drink, eat some wings, eat a sandwich, whatever y'all do, man. It's going to be friends. It's going to be family. It's going to be my real ones that's going to be outside with me. But let's get right into this thing, man. Pretty slow week as far as locally. Andrew Berry had his presser to end the season. Y'all know AB got to get up there and he got to talk his talk. He started off by ranting. Well, I'm not even gonna say ranting, but he got up there and he talked about watching the Detroit Lions play 2 playoff games and watch how electric Ford Field was, and it was indeed electric. It was electrifying. It was dope to see. And he had the exact same thought that I had. How electric would Cleveland Browns Stadium be if the Cleveland Browns had an opportunity to host a playoff game in the near future? I'm not even gonna say the far future, but the near future. But right now, what's happening? Like he talked about that and just thought about how electric it would be, and he referenced the Jets game, which probably was a good reference. That had a playoff feel, was playoff atmosphere. So he talked about that, and I was with him. Like I didn't know where he was going at first. It's like, AB, get to it, man. Bottom line it, bro. What are you doing? Like bottom line it, man. What are you doing? Like what? That's not what we're here to. That's not what we want. What we want to hear. But he got up there. He talked his talk, and he had me. He was like, "Wow, just imagine how electric Cleveland Browns Stadium is gonna be." Something up with my light. Let me adjust this light real quick. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we looking good. Let me let this chair down. Yeah. There we go. All right, we here. Just the electricity that's going to be running in downtown Cleveland, the buzz. I mean, it was a buzz leading into the playoff game, which we ultimately lost, but just a playoff game at home, it would be the first one since 1994. And we all remember that one. Bill Belichick led the Cleveland Browns over his former boss, Bill Parcells, and the New England Patriots. I still remember that. I don't know how many of y'all actually still remember that, but I do. I got a couple of takeaways from this, and I'm gonna just break these down. Like I said, man, we here for a good time, not a long time. I'm still in birthday mode. I'll be in birthday mode for at least the next 2, maybe 3 days. Saturday morning, Royal Rumble preview, Pizzle's picks. I'm gonna pick Royal Rumble matches and pick who I think is gonna win the Royal Rumble and talk a little bit of WWE stuff. A lot of things has happened in the WWE this week. A lot. Like it's been a whole lot that happened, and it's pretty darn cool if you ask me, man. Like a lot has gone on. We'll talk about it Saturday. My takeaways from Andrew Berry's post game after he ranted about Detroit and how he's friends with the guys and just thinking about Detroit, and I'll have more on Detroit later. Like y'all out there, you gotta relax. I'll leave it at that. But one of the things I took away from this is I believe the Cleveland Browns are going to carry 3 quarterbacks next year. 3 serviceable quarterbacks, I should say. Or it's gonna be Watson. It's more than likely gonna be Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and it's gonna be a vet, some older guy who can help those guys out. Would he bring in a guy with Deshaun Watson and Dorian Thompson-Robinson's skill set? Will he bring in the type of quarterback Kevin Stefanski likes? Will he bring in a quarterback that is familiar with whoever the offensive coordinator is going to be? That is still pending. I have more on that coming soon. Nick Chubb will be back next year. I mean, that's the plan as of right now. And he said it, and I'm paraphrasing. He basically was saying, like, listen, y'all, we don't want the last carry that we saw Nick Chubb getting hurt. We don't want that to be his last carry as a Cleveland Brown. Be a shame. The door is open for Joe Flacco to come back. However, I don't think Joe's coming back. I think Joe's going to retire. I think Joe has had enough. I think he's had enough. And I believe if the right team gives Joe the right offer, he'll go there. Whether it's a Minnesota or a Washington or New Orleans or hell, Seattle or any team out there. And I'm just throwing teams out there. I mean, I'm throwing Washington out there. They're looking for a head coach. Atlanta, I'm going to get to that. But there are a few teams out there who are looking for a quarterback. Kirk Cousins is injured in Minnesota, coming off of an injury. Don't know how long he's going to be out. Would Joe take an offer from Minnesota, or will Minnesota go after somebody? Will they draft somebody? What will Minnesota do? But Andrew Berry has left the door open for Joe Flacco to return. Kevin Stefanski will be here for the foreseeable future, barring some type of a collapse, barring some type of a if this team, I'll say this. If this team continues to play the way that it played throughout last year and continue to win football games, Kevin Stefanski will be here. If they underachieve, if they struggle, if there's a feeling of him losing the locker room, he'll be out of here. Andrew Berry has dismissed talk of will an extension be signed. He just said, listen, I'm not at liberty to answer that right now. I think Kev deserves an extension. I think what Andrew Berry is going to do, I think he's going to probably more than likely wait and see how, if Kevin wins Coach of the Year again. If Kevin Stefanski wins Coach of the Year again, and we'll know in 2 weeks. If he does that again, guys, what are we talking about? An extension has to be offered to him. Another thing about Kevin Stefanski, if Kevin Stefanski wants to call plays, Kevin Stefanski is going to call plays. No if, ands, buts, or maybes about that. Okay. If and Andrew has shown supreme confidence in Kevin Stefanski calling plays. Stump Mitchell, who I have something on later, has said the exact same thing. They love Kevin as a play caller. So as long as Kevin wants to call plays, he's going to call plays. And that is depending on who he brings in as his offensive coordinator. Another thing I took away, 4 is the guy right now. 4 is going to be the quarterback. At least right now. I know y'all can say, well, he said that about Baker last year and he traded Baker 2 months later. 4 was the guy. Let's stop playing here. Let's be honest, y'all. In spite of what y'all think, or in spite of how y'all feel, Deshaun Watson was 4-1, 5-1 as a starter last year. He won while he was in there. In the Baltimore game, which was his last game of the season, and he did that second half with a busted up shoulder, he was perfect. He was absolutely perfect. Led the team to the dub. They got the dub because of him. Another thing about Andrew Berry, I love the way he dismisses questions in the nicest, most polite way that you possibly can. I'm not going to call any names out, but y'all know who the guys are who are always asking the questions. And I think it's 2 of them that be in cahoots. It's like, all right, we can ask him this, but you ask him the same question a different way. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm trying to be better with that in 2024, not kicking people's backs in. So I'm going to leave it. He's like, I appreciate the question. I understand the question, but I'm not answering the question. He basically was like, you tried it. Next question. Gotta love Andrew Berry, though, man. He's a great guy. He should be up for Executive of the Year for the way this team and the way he found guys to fill in. And looking at the injuries, and again, I've been saying this for the last 6 weeks. Just looking at the injuries and everything, like you're looking at your second and third string tackles. You got a fourth and a fifth quarterback. You got running backs out the wazoo. It's just a lot. So you Andrew Berry deserves something. Moving on, Stump Mitchell had an exit interview, which I found to be the weirdest shit ever. Listen up, y'all. And I'm trying my best here. Never have I ever, and I mean never, seen this much uproar over a position coach. Never. Only in Cleveland do they make a stink and make a big deal about a position coach. Salute to Stump Mitchell. I love Stump Mitchell just like you all. He's been here. He was a holdover from maybe Hugh Jackson's regime. He was definitely here for Freddie Kitchens. One and done. If I'm not mistaken, he was here with Hugh also. But y'all wasn't talking about Stump Mitchell back then. So why? Tell me why is it so important? Or why is it such a big deal? Why is it such a big stink made about Stump Mitchell being let go? Somebody help me, tell me. Because I'm confused. Can y'all tell me who the running back coach was before Stump Mitchell? Can y'all tell me who was the running back coach during Pat Shurmur's regime? What about Chris Palmer, Butch Davis, Rod Jasinski, Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini? Can y'all tell me who the fucking running back coach was? Why is it such a big deal? I don't understand that. I really don't. This is some OIC shit. You know it, I know it, we all know it. I've never heard such an uproar. The guys on the radio going crazy. People calling in, going crazy. Social media losing their fucking mind. It's like, yo, he's the position coach. Y'all have never made this type of a stink about a position coach. Never. So why now? These type of things happen all the time, especially when the guy wasn't your guy to begin with. I just need some help. I just need y'all to tell me, when was the last time y'all did this? Can y'all tell me who was the running backs coach before Stump Mitchell? Can y'all tell me who was Chris Palmer's, Butch Davis, Eric Mangini, Romeo Crennel, Rob Chazinski? I'm missing somebody in here somewhere. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I am missing somebody in there. Not Ray Farmer. Mike Pettin. Who was the fucking running back coach back then? I know them all. I just need y'all to tell me without Google. I digress. Stump Mitchell did an exit interview with I don't want to miss. I believe it was Channel 5. If I'm not mistaken, it was Channel 5. And boy, oh boy, when I say he interviewed, like, Stump was talking. He went out with grace, and like I said, I love Stump Mitchell. I have a lot of respect for Stump Mitchell. Stump Mitchell has been great at his job for a long time. He's a former running back himself. But he has some words for Kareem Hunt. I won't call him harsh words. I won't say that it was out of line and out of pocket or mean or any of that. And I'm saying that because sometimes a little tough love is what some guys need. Oh, by the way, Kareem Hunt, you want to come talk about it? Let's talk about it. Hit Club Pizzle up. Anybody who knows Kareem Hunt, please send him my way. You got a place on Club Pizzle where you can come and talk about it. I'm just saying. Big Ring. Holla at your boy. But like I said, Stump said he's 60-something years old, and he's at that point. He might retire, and we might see Stump stomping around Cleveland somewhere. You probably hit up anywhere, like a restaurant or somewhere. He might be in Walmart. Who knows? Y'all might bump into Stump Mitchell. He might not leave. He might be ready to retire. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of, Stump Mitchell's replacement has been hired. Deuce Staley has been hired as Stump Mitchell's replacement as the running backs coach for the Cleveland Browns. I like it. 100% on board with that one. I know the type of running back Deuce Staley was. I saw him on Hard Knocks with Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, and listen to how he talked. I already know the vibes with Deuce Staley, so I'm good with that one. Also, tight ends coach has been replaced as well. Tommy Reese from Alabama. It has been a mass exodus at Alabama. Everybody's left, but everybody has transferred out of Alabama except for the fans. Hey, listen. Tuscaloosa family, I'm sorry. Roll Tide, I know y'all going through it. I'm laughing at this. I'm getting my jokes off, but everybody leaving. They leaving, but the fans aren't going to go anywhere. Tommy Reese, welcome. Deuce Staley, welcome. Apparently Gerard Johnson is picking up a lot of steam to become the offensive coordinator. My list goes as follows. I told y'all Kellen Moore, who's getting an interview. Cliff Kingsbury, who's interviewing with guys, with teams. I'm sorry, with teams. And Byron Leftwich. Bring them in. I want to hear from those guys. I would love any of those guys for Deshaun Watson. Kellen Moore's name came up because Jim Harbaugh has been hired as the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert is somewhere celebrating, probably. But congratulations to Jim Harbaugh. Took a nice little deal. Left Michigan. They haven't hired a replacement yet. They made a statement. I didn't read a statement. I just know they made a statement. No, they did. Actually, they were prepared to offer him probably, I believe, would have been the highest salary in college football. So he was like, thanks, but I want to coach the pros again. There's a lot of connection here. He played for the Chargers. He got his start at the University of San Diego. I know they're in LA now. Justin Herbert is there. Justin Herbert is one of those quarterbacks. Y'all can say what y'all want about Justin Herbert, but Justin Herbert is one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch in this league after Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Deshaun Watson. And Trevor Lawrence, of course. But Justin Herbert is on that list of quarterbacks that I will sit down and watch an entire game, that I will sit down and watch the all 22 view of him getting busy. I love Justin Herbert. Getting him Kellen Moore last year was great. Getting him Jim Harbaugh this year is even greater. Hopefully, Andrew Berry offers Kellen Moore that job. His name was the name at the top of my list. His name was the name that I brought up last week. So, I'm with it. But congratulations to Harbs on going there. Moving on, NBA news. Adrian Griffin is out in Milwaukee, and Doc Rivers is in. Doc Rivers has signed a 2-year deal, whatever it is, it's till 2027. And it's for $40 million. You gotta scrunch your face. You got to be ugly when you say $40 million. Congratulations to Doc Rivers. I know it's a lot of people out there who want to throw shade and say, well, how the hell does Doc keep getting these jobs? I mean, his name is his name. But let me rewind real quick. Firing Adrian Griffin with a 30-13 record is crazy, nasty work. I ain't even going to hold y'all. I was surprised, and they were saying this a lot. It had to do with Greek. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. And I've been posting this the last couple of days. After LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo is my favorite player in the NBA. I will argue with anybody over Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay? In my eyes and in my brain, Giannis Antetokounmpo does no wrong. The rumors were saying he didn't get along with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hey, I'm saying if Giannis say he gotta go, he gotta go. Giannis came out today and said, I was caught off guard. I was surprised. So, if Giannis Antetokounmpo says he was surprised and caught off guard, I believe him. Greek does no wrong in my eyes. I don't give a shit what anybody says. If Greek said it, then it's true. If y'all want to challenge me on that, y'all are more than welcome to. But let's get to this move. I personally am not a fan of this move. That's just me personally. I like Doc Rivers. I hate his voice. I hate the way he dresses. His suits are it's crazy. That's petty shit. But I am not. I like Doc Rivers. Hate his voice. Hate the way he dresses. But I like Doc Rivers. I could play for Doc Rivers. There are a lot of guys out there, like some of y'all. It's 2024 now. We're not kicking backs in this year. We leaving that. We giving it to the Lord. We moving on. But I'm not a fan of this move. And it's this reason. They got rid of Adrian Griffin because they dipped 20 spots in defensive rankings. Their general manager has done a pretty damn good job building this team, right? But you can't fire the fucking coach for the defense dipping when you traded defense for offense in the offseason. You traded your defense away. Drew Holiday is currently in Boston. You traded him to Portland because you wanted to pair up Dame and Greek, and that's okay. Chris Middleton is not known as a defensive guy. I don't think I've ever seen Chris Middleton play defense. I don't even know what his defensive stance looks like. Damian Lillard is not known for his defense. Nobody has ever, listen, and I'm talking to you because I am a Dame Lillard fan. I kind of feel responsible for Dame and Greek getting put on the same team. I'm feeling responsible. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up. Kiss my ass. Frank Stan is open. Let me have this moment, okay? I feel like I brought Dame and Greek together because I said it, and 2 days later, the fucking trade happened. It's all on my Facebook. I got receipts for anybody who want to play. It might not have been 2 days, but I did say Dame and Greek. I posted that shit, and then it happened. I got receipts if y'all want to play. If y'all want to play that game, Pizzle keeps receipts. As much as I love Dame Lillard, Dame time pointing at the clock, his range is right over the timeline. He can shoot that bitch from wherever. One thing that I've noticed about Dame Lillard in all of his years in the NBA is he don't play defense. He never has played defense. I don't think Dame gives a fuck about defense. If the guy that he's guarding scores 30, if Dame is like, all right, he got 30, I just got to get more than him. You got 30, I got 40. Now what? He's never been known for his defense. And this is not a slight at Dame, because again, I am a huge Dame Lillard fan. I love Dame. If I can find, if I'm gonna go and buy me a Dame Portland Trailblazers jersey just because, and I'm gonna get a Milwaukee. I'm gonna get one of them joints somewhere. Giannis plays D. Brook Lopez plays D. A little. But you traded your best perimeter defender away for Dame Lillard. Y'all won a championship with your starting backcourt being Drew Holiday and P.J. Tucker. After you won the championship, you let P.J. Tucker walk away. Go get a bag in Miami. And now P.J. Tucker can't even get off the fucking bench in Los Angeles. I don't know if him and Ty Lue got beef. I don't know if wherever James Harden goes now, like he went from Miami and he went to Philly. I don't know if that's his personal bodyguard, like his personal like pusher man, like whatever. But PJ is like, I got James back wherever he goes. I'm gonna go. It's like my buddy. But he can't get off the bench out there. So maybe between now and the trade deadline or the buyout market or whatever, can PJ find his way out of Los Angeles and make his way back to Milwaukee? Because honestly, I picked the Bucks. I think I picked the Bucks to go to the finals this year. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I picked the Bucks to go to the finals. The way the Boston Celtics have been playing, the way the Philadelphia 76ers have been playing, Joel Embiid just dropped 70. He's averaging 35 fucking points a game this year, y'all. He's playing at an MVP level. If he qualifies with enough games played, Joel Embiid might be back-to-back MVP. Right now, it's a three-horse race. It's Embiid, it's Joker, and it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, in my opinion. I'm not even going to put LeBron's name in it anymore because those voters are never going to give LeBron another MVP. My guy has 4 MVPs, and his last MVP was 12 fucking years ago. Make it make sense. LeBron James could have won MVP in 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 20. I mean, what the fuck, y'all? Maybe last year, too. I say that to say Boston is playing like they can win the NBA championship. They're playing at a championship level. The Sixers are playing at a championship level with all of the trades going on, and they have a championship coach in Nick Nurse. The Cleveland Cavaliers, up until last night, was on an 8-game winning streak without 40% of their starting lineup, who will be back soon. Garland will be back in a couple of games. Evan Mobley is currently working out and trying to get himself back into shape. He's been seen running up and down and getting some reps in during pregame, and he's been practicing. He's able to continue and go on with basketball activities. So that's good shit. By the way, Cavaliers mailbag next week. I had a post up coming up, so we'll talk a little bit of Cleveland Cavaliers and get into some NBA stuff. I got a couple of weeks before the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. The New York Knicks are actually playing very well right now. I feel nasty saying that. I gotta go and gargle with Listerine when I say no, let me stop that. Jalen Brunson, I'm not listen, I can't even hate. Jalen Brunson is playing great this year. He's playing like an all-star. Julius Randle is actually having a pretty damn good season. And the OG Anunoby trade has seemed to work out for them. I'm not mad at them. I just don't want them to fucking win. That's hate. I know. I'm a hater. So what? I'm just not sure if this Doc Rivers move was the right move right now. If you're gonna, if it would have been that, and this is my feelings on Milwaukee, because honestly, Adrian Griffin wasn't their first choice. They wanted Nick Nurse, and they may have wanted somebody else. Oh, Kenny Atkinson in Brooklyn. They didn't get neither one of those guys. It feel like it's like, all right, they settled. Yes, they're 30-13. Defensively, they're struggling. They're not winning games the way that they won games under Budenholzer. And I get it. It's a different coach, different philosophy. Guys like playing that way. They wanted to continue to play that way. And Adrian Griffin doesn't want them to play that way. Giannis checking himself in and out of the game. Again, not too much on Greek. If Giannis want to check himself back into the fucking game, then goddamn it, Greek can do that. He's Greek. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. If Greek want his brother out there, the Nassus, you here. Flat out. I'm not going against Greek. We could throw hands about that. I'm kidding about that. Like, we ain't gonna throw hands about Greek, but not too much on Greek. The Miami Heat traded for Terry Rozier. They traded Kyle Lowry and a couple of picks. God damn. That's all I can say. That's a hell of a pickup for them. And I believe this starts a fire sale for the Charlotte Hornets. Terry Rozier is the first one to go. I believe PJ Washington, Miles Bridges. I believe everybody but LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller will be moved in the next 6 months. If they don't go before the trade deadline, they'll be gone in the offseason. Build that around LaMelo and Brandon Miller. Those are your two guys. Charlotte, if y'all just want to give the Cavs PJ Washington or Miles Bridges or both, okay, cool. Y'all just can't have Jared Allen. Jared Allen is way too valuable for the Cavs right now. But let's looking at the Miami side, looking at their five, looking at adding Terry Rozier, who y'all know is a Cleveland boy through and through. Shaker graduate. He was a Miami Heat guy. He loved D-Wade. He loved Heat culture. Now he gets to be a part of Heat culture. Salute that. Adding him to Jimmy Butler and that team down there, Spo, they're gonna make noise. It's the Heat. Like, Heat culture is Heat culture. They're gonna find guys that fit that, and they're gonna ball out. That's just how they do things. That's just it. That's a great trade, man. That's a trade I can't hate. That's a trade that when I seen it, I was like, damn. But again, Cavaliers mailbag next week. Y'all know what time it is. Pizzle's picks. It's championship weekend, y'all. We got 2 games this week. Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs travel to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. Y'all know the fucking vibes, right? I want to pick Lamar. I would love to see Lamar Jackson get to the Super Bowl. After all the shit that they've been talking about him over this past year, with him not getting his contract, with him need to hire an agent. Why do he need to get all this money? He can't throw. He not this. He not that. He can't do this. He's just a runner. He can't throw to anybody but his fucking tight ends. I would love to see him lead his team to the Super Bowl. But that's that man out in Kansas City. That man, number 15, who went 6 years as a starter. 6 AFC championship games. 6 AFC West Division championships. Lost to Brady. Beat Josh Allen. Go to the Super Bowl. Went back to the Super Bowl again. Lost to Joe Burrow. Came back, beat Joe Burrow. My guy won another Super Bowl. I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs. I am not betting against 15. It has been proven over the last 6 years. Y'all can't bet against this man. Yes, he's 3-2 in these games. And yes, this is his second road playoff game, and I don't think that matters. Also, I think that the Kansas City defense will do enough to hold down Baltimore. Their defense has been playing absolutely great, absolutely lights out. So give me Kansas City there. And then we have the Detroit Lions traveling out to San Jose or San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Jared Goff versus Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan versus Dan Campbell. The Detroit Lions have a great story going here. Brock Purdy's story just gets better and better as it goes along. I know what y'all want. I just want y'all to just close your eyes real quick. No, don't close your eyes. I just want y'all to just think real quick. I want y'all to reflect back to August. Club Pizzle. As I sat here and I predicted my Super Bowl. Who I said was going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Do y'all remember? I'm going with San Francisco. I picked the Chiefs and the 49ers at the beginning of the season. I'm picking those two teams to win. I love the Detroit Lions story. I love Dan Campbell. I love what he does. I love what he's been doing. I love Jared Goff getting his get back. It's a great story for him. But the San Francisco 49ers have a lot of talent. Brock Purdy is that dude. Christian McCaffrey is him. Debo Samuel is looking like he's going to play. Brandon Ayuk. They have a great defense. Chase Young, the Bosa guy, Fred Warner, who's the best linebacker in the NFL right now. Woo! I got Chiefs Niners in a rematch of the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Fuck what they talking about with that silly ass logo shit and the colors, and they predicted the last 3 Super Bowls. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care. I got Patrick versus Purdy in the Super Bowl in Vegas in 2 weeks. And that's Pizzle's picks for the week, y'all. Before I get out of here, damn it, I gotta do this. I got some news yesterday that someone who has been very instrumental in me doing this and talking sports and getting this podcast going is no longer with us. I got the news yesterday that my buddy Jeff Sack passed away yesterday morning. I've spoken about Jeff on this show a lot. Jeff's been sick for a long time. He fought cancer for a long time. He got the news sometime last year that he didn't have a lot of time left. And yesterday he left. These past few years since I started this show, no one has shown me the support and gave me the encouragement that Jeff gave me. I spent a lot of time yesterday looking at conversations that me and him had and just I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I am fucked up. I'm I'm a man of many words, but I'm at a loss for words. Like knowing that this was coming, but just nah, this can't be. Jeff was always one of my biggest supporters. I met Jeff back when I was going to the Ohio Center for Broadcasting. I was a 24-year-old, cocky, arrogant, know-it-all kid who thought that the world would just fall at my feet just because I was in it. I learned a lot from Jeff in the time that he taught my class. I picked Jeff's brain over the years. Just on basketball things, just on sports things, just on broadcasting things. All I could say is he's one of the reasons why I started this show, and he is one of the reasons why this show still exists to this day. There were, and this is transparent. I'm being transparent, and we're gonna get out of here. But there was a time, and there have been times where I've been like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm done with this. I don't want to be a part of. I'm good. Like I'm. There are times where I've wanted to quit, and not even saying it out loud, just thinking it and just it being in my brain and being uninspired by wanting to do this. And I would get a message from Jeff. Hey man, you're doing a great job. You know your stuff. You're very entertaining. You're informative, Don. Keep going. What you want to happen or what you're striving for to happen is going to happen for you. And that's one of the reasons why next week I'll be celebrating 3 years of Club Pizzle. It's all because of Jeff Sack. I spent many a days at Ohio Center for Broadcast just talking sports with Jeff and talking sports with him, like sitting at home and me and him messaging back and forth, just asking certain things. There's certain of my basketball posts that you'll see him on and him giving his insight. Y'all just don't realize if y'all are in to broadcasting or journalism or anything, excuse me, in the city of Cleveland and don't know about Jeff Sack, I suggest y'all do your research. Anybody who's at these radio stations or at these newspapers or on the beat or down working doing media for the Cleveland Cavaliers, y'all should know who Jeff Sack is if y'all have been around for however many years. Jeff hasn't been there for quite some time, but his name is synonymous in Cleveland. I sit and reflect because, like, both of my guys aren't here anymore. Kendall Lewis has passed away, and now my other inspiration, he mentored me indirectly, I'll say. He showed me a lot. He taught me a lot. He encouraged me. He touched a lot of lives. Anybody who went to that school back then knows who Jeff Sack is. So I just want to say, rest in peace, Jeff. Thank you, my friend, for everything that you did for me. Thank you, my friend, for all of the advice. Thank you, my friend, for all the encouragement that you gave me. I appreciate it. I didn't forget it. The only regret that I have is I didn't get an opportunity to get you on this show while the Cleveland Cavaliers are hot and while the Boston Celtics are flaming hot and looking like they're getting ready to make another championship run. Jeff was a big Celtics fan. That was the only thing that me and him ever differed on. And I thought about that yesterday. But again, rest in peace, Jeff Sack. We love you. We miss you. We're going to miss you. And thank you for everything that you did for me and for anybody out there, because there are a lot of people whose lives you touched. There are a lot of people who you gave advice to when they took it. There are a lot of people you gave encouragement to and they kept going. So rest in peace and Godspeed, my friend. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. Tune in next week. I will be back next week. All my real ones, y'all know what it is about my birthday. If y'all don't know where I'm gonna be, hit me up. I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm gonna be at. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive, because negative energy is trash. Peace, y'all.